Yeah, I think the healthiest couples do not feel threatened by each other's independence, right?
You just repeated me, brother.
Did I?
You are not listening to me. Oh my gosh.
Welcome to React, where we unpack Reddit stories from you for you. We are your hosts. I'm Delvin.
And I'm Sofia. In today's video, we'll review the real reasons why your romantic partner doesn't want you checking in on his or her mobile phone. But before we begin, don't forget to tap that like button and subscribe button and the notification bell so that you won't miss out any updates.
Alright, Sophia, so for today we have the summary of this particular Reddit article. So we have Obi here who has a colleague called, let's name her A. So A often checks her boyfriend's phone and reads through all his messages, even those in the group chats. And Obi has mentioned that A tends to overthink and has to be consoled very often. So now Obi doesn't really mind doing this and taking care of A, but finds that her actions display a lack of trust in the relationship. And in OP's family also, no one really checks their significant other's social media and phone messages. So bottom line, OP finds her behavior really confusing.
I can tell why.
Alright, Sophia, so why do you think, what does this behavior really indicate for you?
For me, definitely the first thing that I thought of was trust issues. Because it could be because the person has experienced past relationship trauma, some sort of like previous cheating also.
I think for me, like one thing that it really proves, or one thing that this behavior really indicates, is a deteriorating relationship.
Definitely.
Because I think like the ultimate like what snooping stems from really is maybe the fear that the other partner is cheating or maybe no longer so committed to the relationship, and that might cause them to want to find out like, oh, what's the problem? Maybe their phone will tell me what's the problem with the relationship. Maybe.
Like why the relationship is not as like satisfying or like as strong as it was before.
Fiery as
they
it was
feel like
before.
something off lah, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I think like that's what really this behavior indicates, a deteriorating relationship.
So Delvin, we've talked about our own opinions and like what these behaviors indicate, right? So what about we address the real question here, which is why you shouldn't be looking at your significant other's phone in the first place?
Right. I think the most major thing that like pops out to me, I mean maybe not the most major, but the thing that pops out to me is the guilt that comes after it. Right?
Definitely.
Yeah. So whenever you go into a relationship, you wouldn't want guilt to be part of it.
Yeah.
Another thing that really sticks out to me is the fact that that process damages trust. I think like in any relationship, you want it to be a trustworthy, a trusting relationship.
I think I heard the phrase trust is a two-way street, right? Something like
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, right.
And I think there's also like unintended consequences that
like,
may
what do you
come
mean
about.
by that?
Like, okay, for example, you check your partner's phone and then you find out something like, oh, your partner's cheating on you. How are you going to bring that up to your partner? How are you going to live with it? Like, that's two evils, right?
Yeah.
And then also, if you check your partner's phone and nothing comes up, how are you going to live with that?
Okay, that's so,
Yeah, so there are a lot of like consequences that you don't really want to have, want to look at after you make that. Yeah. So what do you think, Sophia?
I think that the thing about boundaries we said previously, right? This leads to like both of the parties not setting healthy boundaries in the future, right?
Yeah.
Even in their future relationships, maybe. And I think the most important thing here is that this habit of the person, right, it may spiral into obsession and even like fixation on this type of behavior. Like
I definitely agree
right,
with you.
I feel like they may be just finding faults at every point of the relationship, you know? Yeah, so I think it really leads to like a very unhealthy power dynamic, if that makes sense, or like very unhealthy focus on the relationship. Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, all it does is damage the relationship.
Definitely.
So, yeah, I definitely agree with you on your last point.
Have you had someone read your messages before? In your opinion, is it a prerequisite for having no secrets kept? Let us know in the comments down below.
Sophia, I bet you didn't know.
No.
According to a study done in 2020 by Sage Journals, snooping through your partner's cell phone can actually directly and indirectly affect your emotional instability, relationship conflict, and also the intention to break up. So, what do you think about this? Did you know about this?
Okay, I think I knew most of the points. Like it's kind of common sense to me, but like I think the one that really
Okay.
I mean, if you didn't know, then
Sure, I mean it is common
but
sense.
like, yeah, I think the last point really struck a chord because like the thing about
What's that? The intention to break up.
Yeah, intention to break up. I think it's like, yeah, it's quite true because there's like always an underlying motive or like feeling behind why you're like looking through your partner's phone. I
Right.
think there's definitely that intention to even break up.
Definitely, I agree with you. And like, I think what stuck out to me more was the emotional instability part. Because like committing such a crime in the relationship might cause you to like have insecure thoughts about it, and it might ask you to ask yourself, you're insecure, don't know what for. No, you know what for. Yeah. So yeah, ultimately I agree with all the points that this statement brought up.
Same here. So Delvyn, I think the whole bottom line of this video is that some relationships might have that arrangement where, you know, both partners, they're okay with each other going through each other's cell phones, or like, you know, seeing each other's belongings, privacy, all that. But some couples don't, obviously, and that's totally fine. That's perfectly reasonable because, you know, some people might not be comfortable with it.
Yeah, and it's about setting boundaries at the end of the day as well, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I think you know, the most important thing about couples, you know, or just relationship dynamics is that couples lah, they don't feel threatened with each other's independence.
Right.
You know?
Right. I totally agree. I think the healthiest couples do not feel threatened by each other's independence.
Wait a minute.
Right.
You just repeated me, brother.
Did I?
You were not listening to me. Oh my gosh. Yeah. You did.
Really, man? No, you didn't say independence, what?
They don't feel threatened with each other's independence. You
Right.
know?
Right.
With each other's independence.
Hey, oh my god. It's okay.
I'm
Okay.
so sorry.
Well, yeah, we both agree on the same thing then.
Okay. So sorry.
Not an original thought, Delvyn.
I mean, I was reaffirming your point, lah.
Okay, thank you so much for
Sure.
that.
Yeah, but so you want to say it together
Yeah.
then?
The healthiest couples do not feel threatened by each other's independence.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and I think also the bottom line, the core of every couple is that they are both have set boundaries. They have like set their own boundaries and they follow it lah. You know.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I think like each relationship like has its own boundaries and it differs for each and every single relationship. So yeah, that's about it lah. I think that's the takeaway for today.
Yeah. That's all for today's episode. Want to see more videos like this? Show us your support by hitting that like and subscribe button.
And if there's anything you'd like us to discuss about in future episodes, do leave it in the comments down below. Be sure to catch us on the next video on the Redefined channel. Bye!